It's a good time to be a luxury sedan buyer. Audi, BMW, Cadillac, and Mercedes have doubled down on goodness to keep competitive with not just each other, but their own SUVs and crossovers. Genesis is taking another swing at the four-door market with the all-new G80. Not only is it up against A6, 5 Series, CT5, and E-Class, it finally has to go against an SUV rival in the same showroom, the GV80, which is built on the same platform.
G80 is kind of the spirit animal of the brand. Its lineage can be traced back to the Hyundai Genesis sedan, and it made the transition to the luxury division, even sacrificing its name for the cause.
Why go for a Genesis that has little name recognition among the masses? Well, for starters, price. G80 starts at $48,700, and it's very well equipped at that level. All paints other than Alta White are a $400 upcharge, so this particular Adriatic Blue rear drive model loaded with the top $8,900 Prestige package stickers for $58 grand. That's only a couple thousand more than a base Mercedes E350. True, this badge doesn't make the social impact of a three-pointed star, rondelle, or four rings, but if all you want is a luxurious sedan, it spares the impact to your wallet.
A reminder, there are really no dedicated Genesis showrooms. You'll be buying this at a Hyundai dealership. Now, don't get all embarrassed about doing that. Hyundai is making some really good vehicles these days. Besides, for service, an agent will come out, pick up your car, drop off a loaner, and then reverse the process. It's actually kind of convenient.
Choose between two engines, a twin-turbocharged V6 that makes 375 horsepower, or this 2.5-liter inline-4 that's also turbocharged, a power plant that many are going to. Phone is key technology is a thing with the G80. The Turbo 4 makes 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque low in the rev range to move this 4,100-pound sedan. All-wheel drive is a $3,150 option. The gearbox is an 8-speed, and if you want to shift for yourself, you can do that with G80. There are drive modes too. In Sport, the seat bolsters cinch in to hold drivers in place, but you've got to buy the Prestige package for that though.
G80 is a decent-sized car, and yes, a turbo 4-cylinder is enough power. 0 to 60 happens in about 6 seconds. For some, though, it might come down to the engine note. This sounds fine in everyday driving, but put your foot hard into it, and it does sound like a 4-cylinder. If you're touchy about that kind of thing, maybe go with the V6.
Keep in mind that moving from the 4-cylinder to the 6 is an $11,400 jump. Yeah, it includes extra equipment like an adaptive suspension that's not available with the 4, but that's quite a premium. With more advanced high-strength steel, the chassis structure is solid and quiver-free. This is not a sports sedan. There is some roll and lean if you drive like Ken Block.
In cornering, the G80 is controlled, never sloppy, but really, it's set up more for comfort, and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's quiet.
This would be a great car to eat up hundreds of miles in. It's what luxury cars do best. I've not driven the V6 model that comes with the electronically controlled suspension with road preview, but those kind of dampers can firm up for a more athletic drive dynamic.
I've been driving the G80 for a couple hours now, paying close attention to the transmission, and I haven't found any hiccups at all. Not really super rapid shifts, but they are very unobtrusive.
Hard to beat the snappy shifts that come from the BMW 5 Series or Cadillac CT5, but then you're spending thousands more. With slim A-pillars, visibility forward is excellent.
Some luxury automakers make you pay for active electronic safety tech. This one makes a lot of it standard, like automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection and adaptive cruise control.
It uses artificial intelligence to learn the driver's behavior. Also standard is blind spot collision avoidance, driver attention warning, a solid lane keep assist, and turn signal assisted lane change. And I find this camera view to be helpful when changing lanes, just an extra element of safety. Fuel economy is mid-pack in class at an EPA-rated average of 26 miles per gallon. Premium fuel is an added expense, but all the players in this class specify that.
Automatic engine start-stop, pretty common these days. Let's check out the G80s. That is pretty darn smooth. And restart, also smooth. Nicely done, guys.
G80 gets a traditional luxury look inside, very much in line with the flagship G90. Knobs and dials get nice knurling, large planks of open-pore lumber line the cabin. Good materials in here. There's no sign of Hyundai in the switchgear. I still think E-Class and 5 Series set the bar, but for those looking for a classic vibe, Genesis delivers until you come to the user interface. Here, it's as modern as it gets. The 14.5-inch screen is lovely and easy to read. There are hints of Hyundai in the flow and layout, but that's a good thing since it's easy to use. And the jog wheel has a silky smooth stepped quality to it, the world's most expensive fidget spinner, plus a touchpad in the middle helps too. Proof that gestures and complexity is not needed in the interface. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are standard. A buying tip, if all you want is a great view of the sky, comfortable heated and vented seats, and the excellent 21-speaker, 14-channel Lexicon sound system, those come with the $4,600 advanced package. No need to spend the extra $4,300 for this Prestige edition. But if you want that blind spot camera, leather chairs that get more adjustment options, soft closed doors, and a heated wheel, yeah, you want to move up to the top trim. All get 10 airbags, including one between driver and passenger, so they don't knock heads in side collisions.
Hey, a question for you. Why don't I ever get to drive? Maybe because you don't have a license?
That's only an issue if I get caught.
Let's talk about the back seat. We're, of course, both 5'9". Head, knee, leg, and foot room, all very generous back here. Door openings are big, so if you're hauling car seats in and out, that is not an issue. Thigh support is good because the cushions are high enough. You got your door pockets, sunshades, those are manual, but they're here. Not only are there pockets on both seats, the passenger over here can be selfish. I know I would be. Climate control? Yes. Yes, there is. Looking for the heated seat controls? Right here, there's a motorized sunscreen in the back. Nice. Cup holders, yes. And if you want to charge your phone, there's a USB port right there. Gotta say, this is a pretty hefty drive shaft tunnel. Keep in mind, if you're often carrying 3 people, footroom might get a little bit crowded. But for 2 people, wow, they will enjoy this space a lot. There are kicked open tailgates. Genesis does it a little bit different. Simply stand next to the trunk for a little while and it opens automatically. Now, you do have to have the fob in your pocket or purse. Not just anybody can do that.
Hey look, a spare tire. That's oddly an unusual touch these days. At the very least, the Prestige trim does not get seats that split and fold, but you can haul 2x4s. The space is trimmed like a premium sedan. A reminder that Platform Mate GV80 is a 3-row SUV and has better cargo flexibility and doesn't cost that much more. 6 packs of the 2-ply is an average score in the sedan segment. G80 is a clean sheet design with classic luxury sedan proportions. The nose is long, the parabolic line runs to the rear, settling into a planted, hunkered down look. Playing If They Made it could be argued that this would be the offspring of an Audi A7 and Bentley Flying Spur. I wouldn't say it's totally derivative though. Genesis has settled on its own unique look, with thin quad headlamps and the giant crest grille, like it or not. Hiding the sensor is done better with the GV. More successful are the horizontal elements aligned on the same plane all around the car. It's something that the designers say is hard to do considering different governmental regulations all around the world. I can tell you that the usual parking lot chats I always end up having give me the impression that people like the look. One guy wondered if it was a Bentley. I don't think it's even in the ballpark, but it signals that the design gives off a moneyed vibe, even without the premium badges.
That about covers the Genesis G80. Let's sum this up with red light, green light.
Green light. If you don't care what the neighbors and coworkers think, the G80 delivers solid luxury and value. It just doesn't have a showy badge. It has the driving dynamics and creature comforts most want in a premium four-door, and the Genesis design team is hatching a look to set this brand apart from others. Yellow lights. That styling comes with the Crest grille, not everyone's cup of tea, especially with the sensor plate. The powerful 2.5-liter turbo sounds like a four-cylinder when the throttle is mashed hard, and those that like to make an entrance won't like the anonymous Genesis brand. Red lights. About the only thing I can come up with is some shoppers won't be able to get past buying this at a Hyundai dealership. With the GV80 and GV70 coming, maybe it's time to start setting up separate shopping centers? But the current arrangement is probably responsible for thousands off the price of this car, and one of the best ways to become wealthy is to spend money wisely, right? A reminder that any vehicle is a big investment. I'm big on tons of research and knowing what you want out of a car.
Personally, I like a more sporty dynamic in my cars, and a lot of auto writers do, but don't feel pressured because we like that kind of dynamic. Buy the car you love. You're the one that's got to live with it.
In other words, don't give in to peer pressure. The third generation G80 is an excellent luxury sedan. Smart shoppers will give it a good hard look. I'll point out that my time with the G80 was part of a press event. Now, pre-pandemic, that meant flying someplace, staying in a nice hotel, and overeating great food. I'm happy with Cliff Bars or McDonald's for lunch. Most important for me is talking with designers and engineers. Now, delivered to my house, I had this car for a little more than 24 hours, less than the week I would normally get with a press loan, which means my photography and audio isn't all that great. It was really windy and I was in a hurry. Also, this car is equipped with Smart Park or Spot Park that lets you pull it in and out of parking spots if other cars, represented here by TP and shopping carts, park too close. But truth be told, I didn't have time to figure out how to activate it before giving it back, and no Genesis people around for a quick tutorial. If nothing else, I'm honest with you.
Another review in the books. Time for the closing fun fact. The original Hyundai Genesis sedan had something very unique about it. Anybody remember what it was? I'm getting dive bombed by leaves and birds while you think about it. It didn't have a logo, a Hyundai logo on the grille. Had one on the trunk lid, not on the grille. All right, not the best fun fact I've ever given you, admittedly, but I'm still going to ask you to subscribe and click the notifications bell. I'm doing you a favor, okay? I think I do a pretty good job on these. And I'm modest, right? Yeah, that's Driven. I'm Tom Volk.